So this is take two. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. For those of you new here, my name is Donna, and for those of you not new, thank you so much for continuing to come back and support my channel. I appreciate all of you so very much. Today I am doing a tag video, and it's a tag that was started by Nobody's Beauty Guru and Ola Quinn. I think the name is Ola Quinn. I don't know much about those two creators, but I have seen many of the creators that I watch regularly do this tag, such as Abby Williamson, Smoky Glow, Angelica Nyquist. They've all done this tag in the past, so I am going to not only link Ola and Nobody's Beauty Guru's channels down in my description box, but I will also link some of the other creators I've seen do this tag video. And this tag is in collaboration with my friend Anna. So together, Anna and I are doing the Unpopular Makeup Opinion Tag, or Unpopular Opinion Makeup Tag. I think I told her Unpopular Makeup Opinion Tag, so I think that's what we're calling it. But it is the same tag that was started by Ola Quinn and Nobody's Beauty Guru. Anna is the most amazing person. She is an amazing creator here on the platform, and we have done a few collabs together. Anna and I have collabed together a few times now, two of which were in group collabs with our chat group that we have on Instagram and some friends of ours that are on here as well. One of which, the most recent, being the holiday look inspired by your decorations, I guess. That's at least the route I went, and I'm not sure what route they went at this point in time, but that was posted on my channel on the 16th, and I will go ahead and link it up in the cards so that you guys have the opportunity to go look there at some of the other creators that we collab with on a regular. But Anna and I also did a singular collab using the Sigma Untamed palette that we both purchased when it first came out. So I will link that up in the cards also for you guys to see. Anna is an incredible creator here on the platform. She is somebody who I really fell in love with as a creator, even though, you know, she does a lot of vlogging, which I don't particularly love vlogging, but I do watch her vlogs. She's got this interesting life, in my opinion, down in Louisiana. Like, that's always been somewhere that I have aspired to go to on vacation anyways, and we've talked about, you know, me potentially coming down there to visit when we're able to travel again. That would be super fun. I would enjoy that. But Anna is somebody who I had an immediate interaction with that was positive and really inclined me to want to be friends with her. She was part of the YouTube group I do believe that we are part of prior to me joining the group, but she's always been just such a fascinating being here on the platform. She has a very particular aesthetic, and I think that many people fall in love with her just because of her aesthetic. She is top notch when it comes to editing skills. Like, I could take a piece out of her book and really learn from her in that way. I do a lot of jump cuts, and she's just very fluid in how she edits. It just is so inspiring to me watching her videos. In addition to that, like, I have this deep-rooted fascination with how she puts on her makeup. So I love it when she does makeup tutorials because everything is just so purposeful with her. For me, I'm like slapping things on my face, hoping to God that it all comes together and looks just great. And she is just very fluid, very streamlined, very particular, and very purposeful in everything that she does. And I just think that she is a fantastic human being, and I love our friendship, and I am so glad to be collaborating with her again. And this is kind of a fun tag, right? We get to talk about some unpopular opinions. We get to be a little bit shady, and it's going to be okay because it's just a tag. So I love that we're doing this tag together, and I hope that that is also what you are here for. I hope that you guys will go visit my friend Anna. Her channel anyways will be linked down in my description box as well, so please go visit Anna. Please watch her Unpopular Makeup Opinion Tag as well, and tell her I said hi. say, "Hi Anna, Donna sent me. What's up? You're amazing." Because she is. She's amazing. So with that being said, I am going to start my tag now. So the first prompt in this tag is popular makeup product that you don't like. And right off the top of my head, I can tell you that there is one popular makeup product out there that I don't like that everybody else on the planet seems to love, and it is the Tarte Shape Tape. Anybody who says that they don't like Tarte Shape Tape, I am automatically feeling some kind of way about, because we are kin, you and I. That concealer is the most horrendous concealer ever. But I don't really typically like very much of Tarte's complexion products, if I am honest. I did buy the Tarte Shape Tape 3 years ago when I started this venture in my life because it was the most talked about concealer on the planet. Back then I thought my under eyes were horrible and I needed something that was going to cover them up and cover them up good. I mean, to the extent, horrible to the extent that I was using an orange color corrector on my under eyes instead of a peach one because I thought that they were that bad. Tarte Shape Tape was the next best step, right? By Tarte Shape Tape, it's going to be full coverage. It's going to cover everything under those eyes that you don't want anybody to see. That made me look 900 years old. It doesn't even matter how much or how little of it I use. I get the same kind of outcome from it. And it has populated in my Simply Sample series once before, I guess, since using it 3 years ago. And I was like, I'll try it again. I'll see if my opinion's changed. It's not. It is awful. It is the most atrocious on my under eyes. It truly sinks into every single fine line I have. It sinks even into the creases of the bags that I have on my under eyes. It doesn't do anything to cover up anything except for the discoloration down here where my under eye bags are so big that they're blue, right? So it does a great job of covering. I will give it that. But it doesn't do a great job of being very hydrating. It doesn't do a great job of being very emollient. You have to work super fast with it. It is awful. It is awful. And that's what I got to say about that. Prompt number 2 is a popular makeup product or brand that everyone seems to hate, but that you love. And I would say that my brand would be Kat Von D. I do understand that it's switched now to KVD Vegan Beauty or whatever it's called, but even back when it was still called Kat Von D, I loved that makeup. I have all kinds of product from her. I think that her foundation is a little much for me, but all the other products, like I have her eyeshadows, I have some of her Metal Crush eyeshadows, I have a blush by her. My favorite lipstick is Lolita in her Studded Kiss line. I have all kinds of things by the KVD line. Granted, these are new to me, but I had her Alchemy palette. I wasn't super fond of that, so I did give that to my daughter, but I have the Saint and Sinner. I loved Kat Von D makeup. I still love KVD makeup. Her eyeshadow primer stick is one of my favorites. As a matter of fact, I was just talking about it in another video because I have found that I love sticks and pots more than I like creams, like the primer potion. I love KVD. Like, I don't know what to say about that, but even when it was Kat Von D, I liked that brand. Prompt number 3, makeup collab that you don't like or weren't interested in. So I have a couple that are right off the top of my head something that I thought about. Pretty much anything Morphe x whomever is, I would say, is a makeup collab that I didn't like. But with that being said, I just bought all of the Morphe x Lisa Frank collection, so I couldn't use that anymore. But one specifically that I can dig into hard is that Nikita one. I thought that the Nikita Morphe collab was ugly I didn't think that there was anything fantastic about that palette, anything that stood out. It didn't make me want it at all. I thought even down to the packaging of it, it wasn't complimentary to any aesthetic, I didn't feel. The brushes were interesting. They made me pause for just a second. The handles were really pretty, but I know enough about Morphe brushes because I have a ton of them in my collection that Morphe brushes are the kind of brushes that you have to purchase over and over again because they wear out very quickly. And that's okay because they are, you know, an inexpensive price point, but at the same time, I don't want to spend more on Morphe brushes knowing that I'm going to have to replace them in a nondescript amount of time. I have a whole bunch of Morphe brushes on backstock because I bought way back when the giant James Charles brush collection from them, and it's a good thing because typically when you have Morphe brushes that you like, and I do have some, you're continually having to repurchase them. Now if they're anything like the Morphe X Jaclyn Hill brushes that came out, maybe you won't. Those are some of my favorite brushes in my whole collection, not just in Morphe's collection. So if they're anything like those, you might not have to purchase them or repurchase them as often. I would just say that Nikita X Morphe was not a collab that I was even remotely side-eyeing. Another one that's maybe more popular is the ColourPop Baby Yoda or Child palette. I don't even know what that's about. I don't watch The Mandalorian. I have no idea what that's about. The last thing I want is Baby Yoda on the front of my palette. I don't know what that's about. So I think that's why I don't really think that it's anything that sparks my interest. I do love greens. I love a green eyeshadow. That's just not something that sparks my interest. And that's okay. You know, I just bought the whole Hello Kitty collection from ColourPop. Not that I think that the palette is amazing, but because I stan Hello Kitty. So probably a collection I'll never use, much like the Morphe X Lisa Frank, but I love Hello Kitty, so there's that. I don't understand Baby Yoda. I don't understand why anybody would want Yoda on the front of their makeup packaging. I don't get it. So, and that's okay. Plenty of people get it, so I'm sure ColourPop's not hurting for my dollars. Prompt number 4, popular makeup step that you never do. So I have a few makeup steps I never do. I have never did the thing with the eyebrow where you're like, what is that? Cleaning up the eyebrow or cutting the eyebrow, whatever it's called. I don't do that. I never have. I probably never will. I don't really find there to be a point. I don't draw my eyebrows on. I fill them in with a pencil, but I don't draw them on. The hair is where the hair is. And I think that hair under concealer looks far worse than just the hair being there in and of itself. So I have never taken part in that makeup step and never will. So that is indeed one that I've never done, never will. With that being said, I have one time baked and decided it wasn't for me at that point in time, and that was years ago, and I haven't done it since, and I never will do it. I have super dry skin. Baking is just not in my cards. It's not something I can do. I think it's meant for oily skin anyways, and it's not something I can do. I feel like baking under my eyes makes me look just as old as the Shape Tape does. So I can't do that, and I don't really contour enough to do it on the rest of my face either. And then there's concealing. Like, I don't often put concealer on my face. I have a ton of concealers in my collection because at one point in time I did conceal, but that's something that I don't do anymore. I have relatively decent skin, so I don't have to spot conceal very often, if ever. And my under eyes aren't as bad as I thought that they were many moons ago, and it's just a step that I feel like if you're color correcting well, which I hardly ever do either, or using a good foundation and maybe just putting an extra layer over the top of the skin there, that you don't necessarily have to conceal. In addition to that, I put powders. I put makeup on my under eyes, like to give it the color underneath without using an eyeliner all the time. I put powder on my under eyes. So I don't conceal hardly ever anymore. Prompt number 5 is popular beauty influencer that you don't subscribe to. So, you know, here's the true tea. There's a lot of people that I don't subscribe to. Without like calling out specific people, there's a lot of popular beauty influencers that I don't subscribe to for one reason or another. Maybe I don't like them as a person, or I don't really vibe with them at all. I don't like their makeup aesthetic. I don't like how they talk about people. I don't like how slow they talk. I don't like how fast they talk. Honestly, there's some people that I watch or have watched in the past that I find drives my anxiety through the roof just listening to them speak. So like I can't watch them for that reason. Maybe it's just because they talk too fast. I have never said I will never watch this person because. That's never been something that's ever come out of my mouth. I mean, even right down to somebody who I don't typically watch, Jeffree Star. I don't typically watch him. I remember him from MySpace days because I'm old AF. And I didn't like him very much as a person then, or as a, you know, influencer then. Chances are, just because his platform went from MySpace to YouTube, I'm not going to probably think any differently of him. That doesn't mean that I haven't watched videos by him, because I have. Jaclyn Hill is one of those influencers that when she talks, it drives my anxiety up, and I think a lot of it is just because she's just like blah, blah. I can't sit for 20 minutes and watch one of her videos without my anxiety level rising, so I don't watch her videos typically, but that doesn't mean I haven't or won't. There's not really any influencers that are popular that I don't watch or say I will never watch, because I mean, tomorrow Jeffree Star might put out a video that I want to watch. Maybe he's reviewing a product that I've thought about purchasing. Maybe I want to see what his thoughts are. I mean, really, that's the mindset I go into when I think about this like whole canceled culture bullshit. Like, I don't understand canceled culture at all. I always also live from the mindset that never say never, because there are times or situationals that you can't anticipate are going to happen, that you might find yourself in a place where that never actually happens. I mean, that's a super politically correct answer, but it's also an accurate answer. Like, let's just go with Jeffree Star here. I haven't purchased from his brand except for one time. And that one time was when they first did the mystery boxes. And those mystery boxes, I bought 2. And the mystery boxes pissed me off enough that I didn't want to buy any other mystery boxes from him. I got like 2 highlighters that I had to give away because one was Barbie Pink and one was so Trojan. It was Trojan Horse and Regina George. Barbie Pink and like this really in-your-face coppery bronze shade. I couldn't wear those as highlighters. And they're far too big to be freaking eyeshadows. I do love his liquid lipsticks though. I love his liquid lipsticks. I love his regular lipsticks. I think that they're really good, and his liquid lipsticks stay on through even wearing a mask. So I can't say that I've never purchased from Jeffree Star. I can tell you I haven't in 3 years. I can also tell you there's not much that he comes out with that I am interested in. And maybe a lot of that is swayed by him, the person. But I also know that the Jawbreaker palette, I wouldn't be hurt if that showed up in my collection at some point in time. I think that that palette is beautiful. So there's nobody out there that I don't watch or wouldn't purchase from simply because I will never say never. That's the answer.
I feel like maybe I should have given some juicy gossip, but I just can't give juicy gossip. I don't know any juicy gossip. I don't pay attention to all that shit either.
Was that prompt number 6? Prompt number 6 is popular makeup product or brand that you don't use or support. So I think that this falls right in line with what I just said. I think for me, 5 and 6 are the same, honestly. 6 is popular makeup product brand or brand that you don't use or support. Again, I can go with the mindset that there is a never say never kind of mindset here. With that being said, I don't really think that there is a makeup brand that I don't use or support at all. I know that there's a whole bunch of controversial brands out there right now. I don't subscribe to any of that nonsense. I have plenty from most all of those brands, to be honest. So I don't think that there's anybody that I have a fascination with not supporting because of who they are as a person, or because Smoky Glow says not to support them, or because whatever. I don't purchase from Jeffree Star, but I have in the past. I guess that would be the closest. Prompt number 7, makeup trend that you have no interest in trying. So right away my mind went to that like balmy look all over your face, like Glossier almost kind of mindset. Eyeshadow that looks like what Huda just put in her palette, like that balmy eyeshadow. I don't understand that stuff. Who wants to go around pretending like they just slathered Vaseline all over their face? Not me. I don't want to do that. I think that that is awful. I think that that would feel awful. I also hate it when like my hair flies into my lip gloss. So I have to imagine that that's exactly how it is all over your face when you're wearing that kind of product, and that would irritate the shit out of me. I would be so angry by the end of the day at my makeup that I would probably take it off before even coming home, to be honest. I don't understand why anybody would want to slather balm-like products on their eyes and their cheeks and their, like, a cream product is completely different from what I'm talking about right now. Have you seen them? The like glossy eye effect? I think it's just ugly. I think it's ugly, and I think it's gross. I don't think it possibly can be very sanitary at all. Another one that is weird to me is that like floating eyeliner thing that's going on right now, where they're putting eyeliner, just one stripe of eyeliner in their crease or right above their crease. So for what purpose? So you can define your crease? Like, I don't, with an eyeliner and that's all you have on your eye, I don't understand that. I don't think it's very attractive. It's not aesthetically pleasing. It's very Art Deco, I guess, on your eyes. It's very strange. All right, the last and final prompt in this tag is a makeup product better in theory than when used. Mine really center around eyebrows. So again, I have to say I have really good eyebrows. Mine, it's all hair. I do fill them in a little bit. I do tint them a little bit. But when it comes to eyebrow products that I use in my eyebrows, I cannot get past those pomades that you put on with a brush. I don't understand them. Even these guys, like, I bought these for eyeliner purposes, not for brow pomade purposes, even though they're called a super brow. But I just used this in one of the collab videos that Anna and I are a part of, the one that went up on the 16th. I just used it in my brows. And if anybody had been real up close and personal in the same room with me, they would have been able to see that that white brow product was all over the place, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing when it comes to putting a pomade in my brows. And I just decluttered a bunch of them in my most recent, or one of my recent declutter videos, because I don't know how to use them. Everybody else knows how to use them and they are fantastic on them, but for me, they're better in theory than they are in practice. Another one that I would like to just touch on are these pencils that are now coming out with that like paddle brush on the end. What? Why? Like, instead of a spoolie, why would you rather have like what looks like an artiste brush on the end of it? What is the purpose of that? I feel like that also would get like all over my forehead. Like, I would have eyebrow pencil all over the place because there's no particularness about this brush like there is with a spoolie. There's no, how do you stay intricate with a brush on the end instead of a spoolie? How do you maintain precise makeup application with a brush on the end instead of a spoolie? I think if I started using one of those, I would probably have to start cutting my brows. I won't be cutting my brows, so I would end up with makeup from my eyebrows all over my forehead, and that's just not a good look. It's just not a good look. But that's how I feel about the pomades too. I end up with it all over the place. All right, guys, so that's the end of my popular makeup opinion tag, and that is in collaboration with Miss Anna. I do hope that you guys liked this collab, and I hope that if you did, you're considering giving it a big thumbs up. It's super easy to do. It's totally free to do, and it lets YouTube know that there are people out here liking our videos, loving our videos, watching our videos. Maybe gives them some inclination to push them out to the rest of the universe, and I might see my channel grow just a little bit. That's what happens when we get likes and comments. I also hope that you liked it or me enough that you're considering subscribing to my channel before you go. I would love to have you along for this crazy midlife crisis of mine and have you as part of my amazing YouTube family. If you do subscribe, please don't forget to hit that notification bell. I do typically upload content 3 to 4 times a week, depending on the week, and if you hit that notification bell, it's going to ensure that you don't miss anything, because that would be awful that you subscribe to my channel and then never see me in your feed. I would hate that. So please do not forget to hit that notification bell, turn your notifications on, and yeah, I hope that this month is treating you well so far. I hope that you guys are ready for the holiday, because it is coming up very quickly, and I hope that you're ready for 2021, because God knows I am. I cannot wait to roll this into a brand new year, start fresh, start anew. I mean, granted, nothing's gonna go away just at the drop of a hat like that, but I am excited for a new year, and I hope that you guys are too. I hope that you guys are staying safe out there, and that you and yours are well. I hope that you are wearing your masks when you're out in public, because y'all, we're never going to get out of this if we can't flatten that curve, and the only way to do it is to wear our mask when we're out in public, so that we're keeping ourselves safe, if for no other reason. Like, we don't want that rogue person out there going around spewing their germs out to everybody, giving everybody Rona, to give us this disease, or this illness. So please wear your mask when you're out in public, and I hope that you guys are loving each other, but loving each other from afar. Until next time. Bye, everyone.